Yes, a nice fizzy ginger ale. Now we're talking. What have we got? Go. Is it working? Is it actually working? It can't be this. If it's this easy, I should just be streaming off my laptop. How are ya? Anquiitis? Anquiitis? I give up. I think I've just memorized it wrong at this point. God, I don't know what it is about being in Winnipeg. It just makes me really want ginger ale. All right, how is this sounding and everything? I don't even know how this is working. The second one was on the money. It's all working. Hi. Vonnie needs coffee. Still needs coffee. Wolf Pup. Hey, Wolf Pup. So, yeah, I have no idea how this is going to work. I've got my little ear pods in. I don't know how long they'll last for. I've got my little microphone, which I think is quite nice. I think it's quite a nice microphone. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it looks like it's peaking pretty bad. Let's see. How does that? Managed to make it 2 weeks in a row. Hooray for spring break. All right, Heather on the Hill. Yeah, I feel bad that God, I hate missing Tech Bandits. I know I got to work and earn a living and all that stuff, but I hate that I hate that it conflicts with my Tech Bandit stuff. Doiki doiki baka. How are ya? The mic is louder than usual. Do you want me to turn it down? Is it too much? Is it too much? I mean, this is a completely new setup right now, so probably won't be back to the start. No, keep it. Very good. Great. It's audible for once. What do you mean it's audible for once? Is the audible? You're saying the audio is better on this now than it is with my big fancy setup at home? It's fine. Volume's fine. All right, very good. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I don't really do much for St. Patrick's Day. Isn't that just when they sort of turn the beer green and all that kind of stuff? I've got my green ginger ale. That's all I've got. Saw you in my hometown and had to tune in. Oh, fantastic. Odette Sodile. Hometown of Winnipeg. Yeah, lovely place. A bit chilly. But you know what? It's a dry cold, as they would say here. It's a dry cold. Minus 20 just doesn't feel the same when it's a dry cold. I like that in Winnipeg, no one talks about wind chill, but everyone talks about how it's a dry cold and not a wet cold like in Toronto, because apparently Toronto feels even colder because of the wet cold. And I'm not sure this time that I entirely disagree with people. When I was here last, like probably 30 years ago, I thought they were all nuts talking about this wet and dry cold thing. But you know what? As I've got older and my bones creakier, I think I noticed the wet cold more than I noticed the dry cold. So there may be something to this. I'm not sure. Boy, you really see how wonky my glasses are at this angle. All right, what can I tell you? I've just had a massive Denny's breakfast, because that's what I do. I basically am down to like one meal a day here, and it's one giant Denny's meal of some sort. And then I just basically I'm fasting for the rest of it. Trying to make up for the guilting. More like guilt than fasting. Let me see if... just saying hi, quick from bed. Didn't know you streamed. That's freaking awesome. Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, I do. Normally, I try to do it like once a week. But I missed last week because I was filming. And then this week, I happened to have this afternoon off for a little bit. So I thought I would take the opportunity to... I look very professorial to talk and discuss about some things. There's some really neat stuff, and I miss chatting about this stuff when I can. So, is that fasting due to schedule or due to wardrobe request? Oh my God, Ank, let me tell you, like the first thing I said to wardrobe, I was like, I'm in very close proximity to a Denny's here, so I said, like, you know what, just add a little extra to the pants, maybe just a little extra, little bungee cord at the back there to allow me to expand a little bit over the course of this thing. I do look like a professor. It's this little scarf with I've got this sweater so I'm one of those people, I can't wear wool because I get like, I'm allergic to wool basically, except this. I don't know what this is made of. It's a type of wool, but it's really, really soft. And so it's all I ever want to wear now because it's this whole, I get the advantages of wool without all of the itchy stuff. So I absolutely love this, except that I look like Papa Smurf. I've got my little look. Look at this. It's my Papa Smurf sweater. See, here you go. Yeah, and I'm terrified about, of course, getting a cold or, God forbid, anything else. So I'm trying to keep my throat warm with a nice little scarf and things, that kind of stuff. Messy hair, glasses, the goatee. It screams professor, doesn't it? Yeah, I've got a kind of a fun role on this. I've got a slightly professorial kind of a role on this film, which they have yet to release. They're supposed to do like a press release this week, I think, about it, but they're worried that people might give a crap about this whole Academy Awards thing right now. I was like, come on, they're much more interested in hearing about what I'm up to. So it reminds me, I've got to print myself an Academy Award when I get home. I got the special green. I got the special gold filament for printing my own Academy Award. So I've got to do that at some point. It is typecasting. I love it. Like I've never, people have always gone like, do you mind being typecast? I was like, no, I play either really smart people, really stupid people, or I play really, really bad people or really good people. That's basically how I do it. My PC's freaking out trying to fix it right now. Oh no, what's happened? Wolfpup, what's up with the PC? You know who to talk to. You got to get Lord Chunky on that. He'll fix you up. I mean, be careful though. He may come at you with a soldering iron, but he's my Lord Chunky is now my go-to PC guy. No offense, Malventano, but I basically my go-to. Let me see if I can get in the chat. I was having trouble with Discord as well for some reason. I'm trying to use a VPN because it's open Wi-Fi, and I just feel like I feel like I'm naked on the internet if I do that. So it was struggling with it. But let's see if I can bring you in here. Let's see if I do this. I do this. Tech Bandits Live. Is that what we normally do? Tech Bandits Live voice. There we go. I'm connected. But of course, you're not going to be able to join because you don't have your PC. Oh well, it's there anyways. We'll see if anyone pops up. So there's a few things I would love to talk over because there's some news stuff that came up that I was just absolutely blown away by. I'll use my phone and see if I can get the links to post that way. All right, let me see here. Again, I'm sure you're all bored sick of hearing about GPT chat, but this was a kind of a new take on it that I was quite fascinated by. So there's so many weird noises here. I can't tell. Every time I hear any kind of a beeping, I assume it's some kind of a terrible alarm that I'm going to have to rush outside into the cold. We managed to set the fire alarm off on location the other day. And so, all of a sudden my lovely flannel pants were a little bit cold out in the minus 20 or whatever the hell it was. Okay, let me see if I can post this for you. If I go to Twitch, it wants me to log in. Screw that, I say. I just thought I would find my new best friend Rob from this show is working on the visual effects. And so naturally the poor man is now being inundated by text messages from me going like, hey, what about this? Is this cool? What about that? Because there's all this crazy stuff going on with VFX and AI right now. For example, I know that Corridor Crew has just done a video which has caused a bit of a kerfuffle, should we say, which is all about how they took iPhone footage and used Stable Diffusion, which is this image processing AI, to basically convert it into their favorite type of anime. And there was a lot of back and forth about this, about whether they should have used the anime, whether that's ripping off the anime. The irony being that the anime is available for free on YouTube for some reason. I don't know that no one seemed to mention that in the who's ripping off who. You think Google could afford to pay for it, but anyway, so they created these videos on their phone, and then using these AI techniques, they basically cut down the workload for creating a beautiful animated. It's basically anime. It's like a very Japanese style anime stuff. Real beautiful, rich, deep backgrounds and bokeh and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so they created this rather beautiful video. So there was a lot of back and forth about it. Some people are very angry about it. Some people are very excited about it. I was quite excited because I see these as tools, right? I mean, anything that gets in the way of converting what's in your head onto the paper or out into the world. Paper. God, now I sound old, don't I? Now I look old, and I talk about paper. Back in the ancient manuscripts. Woo! I can hear you. Oh my God, it's actually working? Is that what it is? Yes. Yeah. On Egyptian tablets. Yeah. It's the Egyptian tablets or the woven fabric cloth. How are you, Gippy G? Mm, mm, mm. Right. Is he the he? Was it called like he reacted? Animator reacted. I think I saw this. Hmm. Hmm. Fire and Ice. Was that like the heavy metal one? Hmm. Oh yeah. 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 Hmm. 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 A cog in a cog in the wheel in the system. Yeah, I mean, I guess I mean this is it though. Like I think. Mm, oh no, you can't hear Gimpy G. Oh no. Okay, wait a sec. Let me just see why not. Let me find out why not. Let me find out. Okay, source desktop audio. Oh, that's weird. There's some great stuff. I know it's true. Actually, yeah, Lance has been particularly intelligent. This may be the problem. Yeah, this may be the problem because I couldn't get it to work. Audio input capture. We tried that. Try talking now. Audio input capture. Did anyone get that? I thought he was reading. Everyone thought I was reading. Nope, still nothing. Okay, desktop audio. Why are we not getting? Let me have a look here. Let's have a look at the old advanced settings here. Audio input capture, desktop audio. Let's see what we've got here. Is the default, it says. I don't know why. I don't know why I can hear you, but you can't hear me. Audio input? That's my input. Sorry, why the audience can't hear us. Yeah, this was the issue. This was the issue I was having. Was I was worried that we weren't going to audio monitoring. Maybe should we? What if I do this? Can I turn if I turn on the audio? Okay, mute output. How's that? Yeah, it's an Apple. Like I've never streamed off this in my life. So anything yet? Nope, nothing yet. All right, let's try this then. What if we go monitor and output? Now try that. Nope, nothing there. Yeah. See, it's possible we may not be able to do this. We may not be able to chat, which would suck. What if? Not like a dart. Apparently, I look good. Wait a sec. All right, let me try one more thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Lance is currently telling me how handsome I am, and no one will believe me. Okay, so still can't hear it. 22 plus. I think Cal's making fun of my age. Um. Okay, so we still haven't got anything for desktop audio. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Hang on. Could it be the Discord settings? Is that possible? Could it be that? It could be that. Video and audio. Okay, input device is the AirPod Pro. And output device is the Air. Well, that should work. Wait a second. What if I use... Okay, do you still hear me? Okay. All right, so I've changed that. The output device is... No, it's the AirPod Pro. It doesn't. There's no reason why it should be... Oh, you know what? Maybe I reset Discord. Maybe I turn off Discord. Maybe I try turning it off and turning it back on again, the Discord. We tried that, all right? All right. Well, I'll keep pretending. I mean, part of the reason I wanted to do this was I wanted to talk to you because we've got some catching up to do. We haven't talked for ages. Discord's available for the PS5 now, right? Which is kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna quit this. I'm gonna try loading it again, see what happens. Okay, so I've quit my Discord now. I apologize, everyone. As I said, it would be a disaster. I am trying to do this off of my little MacBook Pro. So naturally, there's audio problems. Okay, so we still don't have any echo. You can still hear you. What are you listening to Discord on, says Wolfpup. On my headphones, which is also what this is getting as well. Okay, so let me try running it again. Sometimes it just gets confused. And we'll see if this gets it as well. Actually, what I should do is test and see if we get any desktop audio, shouldn't we? Let's try this. What if I go and play some music or something? I know what I'll do. I'll do horrible feedback, and everyone will go like, what the hell? Okay. Okay, so we hear me now. Are you guys getting an echo? So there should be an echo happening. There should be an echo now, is what I'm hoping. No, it's not. It's not picking you up again. No echo, nothing. For some reason, it's not getting the audio on this. Okay. It's true. We did. Yeah, that's true. We did talk, but I don't know. It's not a Tech Bandits without you, buddy, or Vibe Pup for that matter. Let me see. Okay. Let me try my just actual settings and see what the actual computer settings are. Play sound effects, no output. Output, AirPods Pro. Yeah. That is so weird. What if it goes to like a virtual one or something? No, it's not going to work, is it? I've got this. The problem is I've got Bluetooth headphones, right? And that's what they're supposed to be going to, which is fine. I wonder if there's a way. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way of just setting it to default instead of. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, everything looks right. I don't know why it's not. Okay, let's look at our output again. Let's look at our video, audio. Okay, desktop audio device 1. Yeah, see, I don't have a choice of using, for some reason, because they're Bluetooth headphones. I've got this. It's not showing up because I'm using Bluetooth headphones. The Mac does not seem to understand that is what I want to use for the sound. Let me have a look here. I can hear you. Yeah. Oh no, really? Oh, so they got through it pretty quick then. That's good. Bluetooth AirPods. That's too funny though that they run into that. They run into the same issues that we do. All right, let me see. Okay, I've got an audio thing. I've got this black hole 2-channel thing. Do you think that would work if I set it to that? Let me try this. All right, let's see what happens when I do that. Desktop audio is going to go to 2-channel. All right, and then if I go to Discord, I'm going to do this crazy thing, this crazy idea that I've got. Voice and video. Let's see what happens if I go to... this. All right.
Okay.
Can
All
I still
right.
hear you?
Oh,
Oh no.
Elizabeth with a Z is in a seminar doing a reflection
Nope.
on persistence right now.
That got it. Oi.
It seems
We
appropriate.
can hear him now. I can't hear them. That's great. So
Yay!
you can hear him, but I can't hear him. That's perfect.
You can't hear me now? Oh,
Oh,
this
that
is
sucks.
fantastic.
All
James
right.
R. Gurney, you
I
wouldn't
don't think
believe what
this
I
is
was
gonna.
doing
I
last
don't think I'm
night.
gonna figure this one out
I'm
online. I don't think.
obligated not to tell anybody, but
All right.
woohoo!
Let's look at this. Let's look at this. I'm gonna go to my general. I'm gonna go to my. I'll give this a couple more minutes, then I'm gonna give up because I think I'm just gonna drive myself
Okay,
and everyone
yeah, you
else
might be getting
nuts.
frustrated.
All right.
Nobody
What we
wants that.
got? That's the
So,
AirPods.
everybody, do you think David could
That
have
is
been
the Bluetooth
attacked by a
network
polar bear,
sound.
and that's why he's wearing the
Okay,
scarf,
sound effects
like
input.
to hide the
Okay,
the claw
so my
marks?
input is the no. I don't want that's the input's not what I want. AirPod Pro
Like I really felt like that was what it
is
was
not the
because
input I want. The input I
you
want is that.
how could he keep
That
from
should be
like
the input.
hugging a polar bear?
The
I know
output
he tried to hug
should
a polar
be
bear.
this. How's that? Okay, does that make any difference now?
Ooh,
So we
polar bear
can't hear.
vampire.
I can't hear Lance.
I'll bet he's been in a movie like that about that before.
So I can't have both of us hearing Lance at the same time, which
Oh,
kind of sucks.
that's terrible. Everybody is getting on the struggle bus.
This is unfortunately the disadvantage of having to stream from the hotel. Okay, let me try this.
Actually, his internet's pretty
Let me
solid.
do this. Audio input capture. What about that? Okay. Do we hear anything now? Am I hearing that? I'm hearing that. Test audio. Don't hear anything, so that's a terrible sign. Yeah. Okay. Audio input change. Okay, let's try this. Audio input. Here we go. Okay, so just go to default on that. Audio device 2. Can we try both of them? See what happens? Yeah, it's not gonna let me do this. This is a Mac thing. This is a little Mac issue that I've yet to figure out. Okay, and then Discord, I'll just try that again, see if there's anything I can do. And then I'm gonna give up. All right. So output device would go to the AirPods Pro. Let's check. And I'm checking, so I can hear me. And I can hear you, but I'm guessing now that I've done that, I'm guessing no one can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. Let me see if I do this. Try talking again. Our desktop audio. Let me just. What's going on? Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's weird. It does not want to. It does not want to let me do this. Oh god, that just so sucks. Monitor off. Okay. Audio input capture. What do we got here? That's one. That's fine. Audio input capture. Right. So that's one. That's makes sense. Testing my audio. No. There's some kind of there's something about sharing it between Discord and the stream. All right, let me try. I'll try putting it on my phone, see if that works. The only problem is then then it's just going to be out loud in the room. Let me see. Link view com button next to you. Let's see. Well, you know what? I can keep you on the. I'll keep you on the thing, and we can just. Although I feel there's gonna be like long pauses as I go. Yes, I can use chat with Lance on the Discord. That's no problem. I can talk to I mean, I can bring it up and we can see if this microphone will pick it up. Let me see if I can do this here. Then at least you can hear what he's saying. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I'm going to go to here. You'll sort of hear him in the background probably then. Let's see what happens if we do that. Okay, so that's him there, and I'm going to just take this off here. All right, let's try that. Lance, try talking now. You guys getting that? I can hear you. I don't know. Let's find out. Why is it go? Oh, no. Now it's going through my headphones on this one. Oh, God. Okay, hang on. All right, let me try this. All right. So I'm voice connected. You should be on here. All right, try talking, Lance. Is that as loud as it's going to get? Is that seriously as loud as it gets? Oh, how about this?
Maybe read a book with about women in the 1800s.
How's this? Can you hear him at all?
Can you hear me now?
I feel like they could.
Wow. Can you guys hear me well?
It's sort of showing up a bit.
Yes. They're saying it. They're saying it.
They can hear you faintly.
Woo-hoo.
All right, there you go. There's something. Thank you, James. It's not the high-tech solution I was looking for, but I'll have to figure it out for future hotel stays. I'll have to figure this out. It's too bad because I got this nice little microphone, and but I guess in hooking that up, the Mac has never been very good at that. It feels like it needs an external device to split your audio, if that makes sense.
It does.
All right, let me see if I can find this thing that I wanted to show you. This is so my new best friend, Rob, is a VFX guy. And he and I were discussing that stuff we were talking about before, that whole corridor digital thing. But this video came up, and I wonder if I can. Am I going to get in trouble if I try to share it? You know what I'll do? I'll put it in the link, and you guys can look at it, and you can get a sense of it from that.
In this project, OpenAI.
Is it the Corridor Crew?
No. This is another one. This is one of the things that they hadn't intended to have happen with AI, which I thought was interesting. That they literally are like, oh, there's like emerging behavior happening that they weren't expecting, which I think is interesting.
Oh, neat.
So here's the link. Here's the link to it. Okay. Oh my God, it wants me to log into Twitch.
Wait, you are on Twitch?
I know. That's why I'm wondering why it wants me to log in.
This is so strange. You think, and I'll ask the crowd some questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Does it look like David's read a lot of like feminine stories set in the 18th century, 19th century right now?
I definitely have a.
Probably, yeah, right. And probably when we're not looking, is smoking a pipe.
I'm gonna test everything. Can people hear me on the stream, or am I too quiet?
No, I think we can hear you. I can hear you.
Rabbi Kirk says he can hear you. Yay!
How are you, Vibe?
The lighting is amazing. Go ahead. Sorry, Vibe.
I'm doing good.
All right, let me see about this. All right, this is kind of neat. Oh, for God's sake, what? What does it want now? Now it wants some kind of, oh, Jesus Christ. Never change computers. This is the Barnacles problem, right? Where if you could reconfigure anything. I did say, I will say this, that I said from the beginning, it's going to be a disaster because it's a whole thing that hasn't been set up yet. So, all right, let me see if I can find the.
A lot of big streamers just have a computer for streaming that they don't touch.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I do at home. At home, I've got a computer. I don't do anything else on it now. There's no point. It just doesn't, because it never, ever works otherwise. So, I mean, I was hoping that I would be able to do something simple with the Mac, was the hope. That it would just set up. I always forget that Discord is an audio nightmare when it comes to anything new and improved. All right, let's try that.
Oh, you got me solve a problem, David. You're used to doing business, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I did a faux pas, I think. There was a nice gal from Malaysia or something on the team chat last night.
Which we're not going to talk about?
Oh, you got... Well, I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to talk...
Not talk specifics.
Yeah. But I kept saying, oh, you guys, this is so awesome. Is that like awful, or is it okay?
What, that this is so fantastic? So what do you mean? What was the problem?
No, I kept saying guys.
Oh, guys. Yes. I mean, some people care, some people don't. Some people go like, oh, I know what you mean. You mean everybody. But I've started trying to use folks just in case someone got offended. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's smart. Look at you.
Well, but I do it all the time. I get told off. Like I have friends who say like, hey, no, we're not guys. And it's like, okay, no, I get it. I don't want to be guys. I want it to be right. I swear to God. Is this?
Do you think it's worth sending a little note, or just let it go?
I don't know. That's a chat question. What do you think? I mean, I always feel like over communicating is better than under communicating.
Good call.
You know what I mean? Like if there's a chance someone might have misunderstood something, and I always feel like, well, then maybe that is the way to go. Why capture window?
Well, except on first dates, then under communicating.
And under communicating is called mysterious. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if.
Wow. Did you ever watch the movie Upside, or The Upside with Bryan Cranston?
Oh no, that was a fairly recent one, wasn't it? It was a fairly recent one, right?
I really liked it. I don't know if anybody saw it, but
I love him.
I really liked it.
I think he can almost do no wrong.
The lady said that think about what it would be like to go on a date. You can't move, so the person has to feed you. Feeding other humans is not, even if you're a mom. Either, well, if you're Bryan Cranston's age, it's been a while since that lady's been a mom, So she said she was okay, and it went awfully.
Oh, really?
Horrible. And she couldn't stand it, and couldn't go on a date with him again. And she tried to act like it wasn't a big deal to her, but it was. It was so real. I mean, oh my God.
So this was where they were. Oh, I guess I shouldn't be showing my deal memos. Probably a good idea for me not to show everybody the deal memo that I've just done for this for the film that hasn't been announced. All right, let me see. I think that's got the right window open, anyways.
Ooh, you've got YouTube Premium?
I do.
That's nice.
Because you know what? The ads drive me freaking nuts. Like, just nuts.
I can see that.
All right, let me show you this again. I'm guessing if I don't show you the whole, if it's like a watch along, are we allowed to do that? Are we allowed to do like a watch along?
So.
If I make it in the corner.
Smallish.
Yeah, if I put it in the corner, you get a sort of a sense of what's going on here. And what's happening.
You talk a lot.
What's happening here is these bots.
Energy tool.
They've been tasked. Okay. They've been tasked with doing there's a way of doing this, isn't there? There's a way of bringing in these. Was it the control? Is it?
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Let me see. Can I option bring these in? There we go. Let's just do this. Bring this right down so we can just see what we're looking at here. All right. So these.
And you look like that guy looking over the back fence.
Yeah. It's that. This is a game that's being set up by, I believe it was done by ChatGPT, and it's 2 players versus 2 players. They're both AI teams, And the idea is
Cool.
that there's the hiders and the seekers, and the seekers have to get they have to count to 10 or whatever it is, and then they can come after their little blue characters. Well, very quickly the AI learns, oh look, if I block those 2 doors with the blocks, we've won the game, right? But because it's AI,
Cool.
it doesn't stop there, right? A million iterations later, and it starts doing things that no one had thought of, like, you'll see. Watch what happens now. All of a sudden,
This is awesome.
our seekers go, wait a second, what's this? What is that shape over there? And they start using it, grabbing it, moving it over, and using it as a ramp to jump over the walls, which again, the game designers didn't know you could do. Right? So again,
Well, what-
so now the
what's
seekers
ramp there?
now the seekers have won. Except, wait a sec, no, it's AI. So they keep going. So now what do the hiders do now? Oh, look, they steal the block before the other ones can get to it. In that 10 seconds,
They count to 10.
exactly.
Oh.
And so it's things that people hadn't thought of that these AIs will do. Like, for example, like, if you say your job is to get the high score in this game, they don't necessarily play the game to get the high score. They hack the game and change the high score. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is another neat one where they are supposed to move blocks around to hide and seek. And then they discovered that there's a problem with the mechanics. They can jump on these blocks and move around. And because of the coding doesn't sense where the player is, doesn't realize that it's on a block. So you can move a block while you're standing on it. So you become like a little tank that can drive around and leap over any of these problems,
Neat.
right? And again, the way it just continues, the AI is looking for solutions. It's coming up with ingenious, silly little ways around the existing game. And this GPT Chat 4 thing is apparently sort of at the forefront of this stuff. It's doing stuff, and they're calling this stuff like emergent behavior. Another one that they've got here, you'll see, they start catapulting themselves into the sky. Again, a mechanic that's not built into the game. They start using these ramps to catapult themselves and then land in the enemy encampment. Right?
Oh, this is.
Right?
Have you? Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
No, go ahead. Go.
Well, this is why games like World of Warcraft, they go into beta testing for a while because they can't even anticipate what players are going to break to beat something. Like they'll start using something like a grenade from 4 expansions ago that's completely useless to get themselves past, say, a boss. Now they can just, blow themselves across the little gap and no longer have to even deal with the boss.
Right.
You have to see what that ingenuity of numbers and just brute.
This is the brute force right here. This is the one. Let me go back a little bit so I can show you. This is the this was the leaping over with the ramp that I thought was fascinating. Let me go back a little bit more. Then it's right in here. So they start using this ramp, and if they run while they're pushing the ramp, if they run at the wall, see again mechanics that didn't exist in the game, which I think is just freaking cool.
Have you watched any videos by Seasoned Salt?
No, Seasoned Salt.
Okay,
Looking him up.
I think that's what he's called. You're gonna like it because they are speed running videos. Like He shows you the history of a speed run of a game, and guys figure this stuff out. Like carry this box, drop it on the chicken. That makes you shoot all the way across the map.
And
how do they do that?
well, and that's, again, they do it by doing it a million times themselves. But now you've got programs to do that for you. So we're automating the process of hacking these games to some extent. Can you imagine what this is going to do for, like, I can't wait to talk to, Taylor is this wonderful cyber warrior who I've just met, who was working in one of these fast food joints earning minimum wage and is now has said, "That's it. I'm getting out of this. I'm going into cybersecurity." Taught themselves all this stuff. I'm not sure if it's themselves or herself or how she identifies, but she or they have gone into cybersecurity and are now sort of making a name for themselves and talking at conventions, talking at conferences and all this kind of stuff. And it's, I'm really curious to see what AI is going to do with this stuff. Hey, did we lose the chat? Do you not see the chat anymore in the corner?
I see chat. I don't see it on your. Chat is just a part of my app.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like it's not.
Do I have to set something up? Old school, high delay, muted chat. No, it should be there. It's supposed to be there. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's too far below. Maybe it's just getting covered.
Yeah.
Maybe it's getting covered by things.
Let's see. Undoer. Diablo 4 beta starts tomorrow. I think that might be the game I try. Oh.
That's what's next?
Don't try.
That's your next plan?
Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I can't get the chat in here. No, the chat's not working. God, there's so many things to sort out with this damn... It's funny, I thought I was good. I thought I'd sort of figured this out beforehand. Always show messages, hide delay, chat delay, no, disable message animation, show platform icons. Is there anything else I need to do here? White should be fine. Background color, whatever. Browser settings. Do I need a browser setting? Custom code? Do I need custom code?
Have a key light on you right now?
I have. That is the light of Winnipeg.
No.
Yeah, that's Winnipeg light, man. Anyone using Streamlabs? What do I do with chat box? Why is the chat box not showing up? Anyone got any ideas on that? Good Lord, could anything else go wrong? I'm sure it will now. Now that I've said it, I'm sure the other things will go wrong.
I'll read it to you, okay? But you don't even worry about it. Don't even fuss.
Well, I can see them. I can see them on the side here. Do pick out some ones if you could. That'd be great because you know what I'm like. This is literally this is Winnipeg. The glaring light that comes off the snow. My beautiful view of the parking lot. It's amazing.
Now, can you see what Santa's workshop?
Where you're at? It could all be Santa's workshop for all I know. Organized chaos again. There's nothing organized about this. What are you talking about? There's nothing. I haven't got anything organized yet. All right, I'm not messing with any of that. A voice is being disconnected because you connected at another location. Hello?
What?
I give up.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good. I'm gonna end the Discord on the computer because I'm scared that it's gonna try to screw something else up. Twitch always wants to get buggy. It's so true. Twitch is just about buggy. It's as buggy as it can get. So the AI emerging behavior stuff is just absolutely brilliant to me.
Amazing. It's so neat.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to talk about, because I was sort of fascinated by it, was this idea that Russia made one of the U.S. missiles fall out of a window. What do you think? What do you make of this stuff? The idea that the fact that these two Russian
a drone or a missile?
Yeah, it was the jets. Oh yeah, sorry, it was the Russian. It was the. That's right. What am I saying? It was this American drone, expensive drone, expensive, big, expensive drone that could possibly have even carried missiles, it's just, I don't know if there's any new information about it today, but I was fascinated because I was like, wow, this is like the first time the Russians and the Americans have actually sort of messed with each other a bit. And it sounded like the Russians were just being, I kind of thought it was kind of funny that they were sort of like flying in front of it and then jettisoning fuel and stuff. Like it sounds like they were just like literally heckling this giant military drone. And then something went wrong.
They're trolls.
Yeah.
They're trolling.
They're literally, they are trolls, right? So they're air trolls.
Yeah.
And I guess they got too close, so they clipped it or something. I mean, I don't understand why. I'm assuming that thing must be just covered in video, right? I mean, there's got to be video surveillance all over that thing, right?
Oh, yeah. And we'll have to wait for 50 years to see it. God dang it.
Really? I mean, this is the funny thing, Undoer. I got to say, if you were kind of feeling like, I don't know. I could totally see like Maverick from Top Gun jettisoning fuel on a drone, couldn't you? Like it feels like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
You know, like I sort of don't.
He flies upside down.
Yeah,
And flicks a cigarette at it.
exactly. Like that's. I feel like that's what the Russians were doing, and honestly, I can't really fault them with that, if that makes sense. Because I can't imagine that, you know, Americans and Ukrainians and everyone else is not doing the same kind of thing where they can, like thumbing your nose. And then, of course, then it goes horribly wrong and you've just downed a missile and you now downed a drone and you now have an international security issue, of course. But I'm on the phone with him. Yes, Celestian. That's why it sounds a bit weird.
Where did the drone go down? In Russia?
In the Red Sea, wasn't it? I thought it was in the Red Sea.
Oh, okay.
And the world has HD footage of it? Do they really? Have they got footage of it now?
Oh, Undoer sent us. Oh, how could he send us a link?
Undoer. Did you see the clip? No. Where's the clip? I'll look it up. All right. What are we looking for? We're looking for... okay, Russia. So it was a drone, Russian jet. There we go. Let's have a look at this. Russian jet collision with U.S. drone. Here you go. They've got the footage. Holy crap. Let's see.
Holy moly.
Okay, so am I going to get in trouble from... Who am I going to get in trouble from the least? What if I go to... What is this? This is breaking news. Wouldn't this footage be, like, open to everybody?
Yes.
Wouldn't this footage be open to everybody?
I would think.
You'd think. Unfortunately, they got branding all over this, so I'm going to be... Where's the drone? Oh, wow. Okay, wait. How do I do this?
It sounds so good.
It does sound... It's exactly what I would have thought, if that makes sense. Who released it?
I thought you just realized you had some Denny's Grand Slam breakfast left over.
Oh, man, I have just
And
eaten...
that's what you're like, oh.
Wow, I found a pancake in my lap. U.S. defense footage. All right, let's try that. See if there's something that's not. Oh, for God's sake! Associated Press.
See, I don't know.
Let's go with who else? Who have we got here? Let's go with the Associated Press. Let's do that. See how mad they get at us. Okay, and again, this is what is this called? This is a watch along, right? It's a little watch along. What have I done with this? Is it this one? Let's have a look here. Nope. This one. There we go.
Nope.
All right. So I don't know if you can sort of see what's going on here. Is that too small for everybody? Probably is, isn't it?
I'm probably too far behind. I see you in contemplation right now.
Okay. Well,
I'm seeing it. It's happening.
okay. So this is it.
Good.
So this is it. This is the footage, and it's like, look at this. See, look. That's fuel. That's dumping fuel.
Holy smokes. Do we know what the Russian plane was?
Wait a second. Although, you know what? The dumping fuel thing, now I think about it, what a scummy thing to do. Like, that's just talk about pollution. That stuff has got to be terrible.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess it collided with it once it... Oh, look at that. There's the bent propeller. Did you see that bent propeller?
Oh, my.
I feel like they cut something.
I feel like he's not a very good driver. This is not Maverick level driving.
No, it is not. At first I was the fuel is a massive wall at those speeds. Second dump, the footage cut off, and then all of a sudden you see the footage of the propeller that's bent at the back. Is that all it takes to take down a drone? You just bend its back propeller? I feel like they should have better protection than that, shouldn't they? You know, shouldn't there be like maybe a guard around the propeller, like, or something?
Oh, true.
The propeller stopped. Oh, it just looks that way because of the rolling shutter. I don't know. I'm not sure, James, because the rest of the propellers looked fine except for one of them. And I did hear on the news that there had been a propeller issue. They need to hook up the BBQ lighter. Oh my God, could you imagine that? Just like have the drone just like go and then just drop out of the way. Just let the fuel, you know. There's a wow.
So their jet didn't crash as well?
I don't think so. No, it sounded like... It sounds like it got close doing its silly fuel maneuvers. Oh, God, even just the whole wasteful, polluting, revoltingness of it all. You know what I mean? Like just that we just this, that fuel is just showering down into the sea, and then of course now we've got a downed. Like God knows what's now floating around in the dead. I mean, forget even the most the horrific human loss involved in this. Think about the freaking environmental aspects of just bombing the crap out of a modern industrialized country. Like has just got to be.
Is a wiki entry for a city in Ukraine, and it says was a city in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it says past tense.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, it looks like the worst Hurricane Katrina, except fire and brimstone, and it's awful. They are really showing it.
I guess I'm naive, but I never, ever would have seen this. You know what I mean? We never would have seen, the fact that we would be, I was watching one of the best movies, I think, of the last 10 years, All Quiet on the Western Front. It's the German version of the All Quiet on the Western Front. Just absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, see it. I think it's on Netflix or something. It's like, and it's just sit down and prepare for despair. But it's the most beautiful, aching kind of despair. Have you seen it yet, Lance?
I haven't. You've spoken about the absolute discomfort and despair before, which are key things I look for in movies.
It's a true definition of achingly beautiful. Like it's absolutely starkly perfect in the way they've done it. The acting is, I can only imagine all of those kids are traumatized. It was so real in every way, and there was something beautiful about how absolutely miserable it was. It's truly one of my favorite films, I think, of all time now. I've just elevated it. I've elevated it from the best 10 years to possibly all time. It has an opening sequence that I defy it not to make your soul, if we have them, which we don't, ache. You know what I mean?
But that part of us that people.
Wait a sec. Anquietus, you're saying this is a reason for having manned planes around? Are you freaking nuts? Seriously? I would never want that. No. This is a reason not to have manned planes, because drones aren't going to start dumping fuel unless, well, I guess they probably are, because there's someone still manning them to some extent. No.
Okay, I was wondering, are they autonomous or are they AI driven?
The drones, I'm assuming, are, well, I don't know. It's a good question. Does anyone know what they are? What are they called? The Sidewinders or something? No, not Sidewinders. The Reapers or something? What are they called? Anyone know what they're called? I think they're called there it is, MQ-9 Reaper.
Okay.
I see. They wouldn't have used this maneuver on a manned plane. I see. Okay. I'd gone the other way and thought, well, wait a second. If they did that there'd be a downed pilot right now. It is interesting though, because that is something that's come out of this war. It's not a war. I hate calling it a war. It's an invasion.
It's a war.
I know, but somehow that gives credence to it. It makes it sound like it's a two-sided thing somehow. This is just
you're right.
This is just some little penised man trying to become a czar. You know what I mean? And in doing so, making everyone's lives it's just disgusting. Anyways, but the point being was, this has become a proving ground for AI drones. Like, I think everyone is happily leaping into the fray on this because they're. I guess I don't need these headphones anymore, do I? I think they're happily leaping into the fray with their drones now, because they what a great place to try them out. You got drones fighting drones, and they could try out all these different experiments with it. It's like we're going to have. I think we're going to see huge leaps and advances in drone technology over the next little while because of this war.
Don't bite me.
What's that?
That wasn't an insult. There's a bite me on Klingon. Said, hey.
Oh, I see. I just assumed you were randomly telling me to bite you. I just assumed that was the case. It's par for the course here at these little chats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with, what's going to happen when we start, when those Boston Dynamic dogs with their with their machine guns attached, start wandering into battle. I mean, I just don't think we're far away from that. And I'm sort of torn on it because I'm more than happy for people to blow up each other's robots. If you could just do a rock'em sock'em robot war, I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
You know? Or you sank my battleship.
We need to totally move to a Fortnite-based warfare.
I mean, God, what a wonderful world that would be if that was the case, wouldn't it? Just like if it, although I say that, I'm not sure that I'd want to like declare victory. But then what's going to happen? There's going to be all sorts of cheat codes and, oh my God, the Russians cheated in Fortnite and now they own North America. Like, I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to have that together.
Get a bad actor as soon as they lose Fortnite.
I try not to use the term bad actor. It makes me very nervous.
Oh, that's true, huh?
The worst dad joke ever.
You're right. I can't do it.
Yeah.
No, I can't even figure it.
Yeah, it's Canadian ginger ale. It's true. I'm feeling very Canadian out here on the prairies, you know.
Really? Is this Canadian?
Canada Dry, buddy.
It looks like really.
Canada Dry.
What's the word for like a Canadian yuppie or an English yuppie? Is there a thing? Oh, look at that.
A tosser? What do they call them? I don't know what is the term. It is a great ginger ale. How does one feel Canadian? I don't know, eh? How does one feel Canadian? I don't know. There's just you know, I've been learning all about Winnipeg while I'm here. I've been taking Ubers. And this is the best city in the world for Uber because it's never more than a minute away. There's always an Uber. Always. And they're always the absolute wonderful, happy, chatty, but not too chatty unless you want to chat. I think some of the best people in the world must come from Winnipeg because some of my oldest friends are from Winnipeg, and everybody I meet here is just so ridiculously like kind and interesting and well spoken and happy, and I'm like, yeah, it's bizarre. Is it the weather? Is there something in the food? Is it the Denny's? I don't know.
Maybe you're interesting enough that, a change of pace enough that you're exciting.
This is, what's interesting though is I'm noticing this more and more. People don't recognize me anymore. And it's kind of fun because people will, you'll end up having a conversation and maybe something will come up that will lead them to believe that you did television or whatever. But
you mean like when you go, wait a minute, I'm Rodney from the movie show.
Well, people used to, people just used to just eyeball it. People would be just like, you'd be on the subway and someone would go like, hey, but I think I've aged enough now and I look different enough now that people don't automatically make that distinction. And it's kind of fun. I feel kind of like it was like pre-pandemic. I felt like people would recognize me. And then post-pandemic, I guess because I've aged so much over the last 3 years, I'm like the portrait of Dorian Gray. I've fallen apart to that extent. But now it's just people don't go there, so it's kind of fun. I feel like I can actually get real responses from people. I mean, every so often people have that kind of look of like, you look sort of, are you related to my, what? Everyone thinks I'm somehow part of their family or related to a family member or something. But it's the beard will help anonymity and the glasses and fix your dentures. Thank you, Mark Lapointe. I did fix my dentures. My wife has told me I chipped my bottom tooth. Can't get it fixed this year because Jane has to use the money on her eyes. She's got eyes to do, so we can't do eyes and teeth in the same year. So Jane's getting that laser thing. Is it laser? No, maybe it's not. They have to cut into the eye and insert these lenses. So
does she got the glaucoma?
She has potential glaucoma, yes. But no, she's always been basically blind. So she's always had glasses like as thick as a Coke bottle, And they said once her eyes stabilized after pregnancy, then you can get them done. But for some reason, pregnancy can change your eyesight or something. I don't know what that is. I don't know whatever they're. So, anyways, now is the time.
To make the husband more tolerable.
They're willing to. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it because I'm worried she's going to come home and go, "What? I'm married to you?
Who are you?"
Yeah, what the hell? It's the hormones, says Heather on the Hill. Better that Heather on the Hill said that than me, because if I'd said anything about hormones, I'd probably be in huge trouble. Has the camera just dropped a bit? Oh, I see. It's the weight of the. I brought my nice little camera.
Oh, did you?
I did. I brought my little Razer Keo, because I don't know. Usually the Mac ones aren't that good. Apparently the Mac, the camera on this Mac is quite nice, but I don't know. I don't do laser surgery. Yes, some people won't, and Jane was definitely nervous about it for a while. Yes, inbuilt lenses. I just got glasses. Oh yeah, glasses are a pain in the butt. The beard does a great job, but the voice gives you away. Really? You would notice the voice. That's interesting. I don't know if I didn't realize that was a. Is it the whiskers? You look like a McKay from this evil Star Trek alternate universe. See the episode that they always should have done that they never did. The evil McKay episode. I always thought that was like one that they should do. I want to make sure everyone has signed up for the email of awesomeness, because that is probably how I'm going to be communicating for the next few weeks if I don't get a chance to do this and screw up my audio again. So please make sure you do that. We got like over 800 people now on that.
That's great.
It's kind of fun because you sort of, and weirdly, you can have ridiculous numbers of people following you on Twitter and get like just the most paltry, tiny numbers of people who actually react or respond to them. But with the email, it's just so nice because it's like our own little social media thing. Like it's just like, people will send links and say, "Oh, I saw that, and you should look at this," and it's just great. So, anyways, Jack Drasser says that thank you, Jack. Jack, I don't think you can help me from Winnipeg. It's an audio thing with this. It's just, I think it's a combination of audio with, I've got external USBs plugged into. Yeah, it's not even worth going into. It's just a thing.
Maybe he can talk you down though when you're locked in the bathroom and you're getting ready to flush the laptop down the toilet or trying to.
When I've snapped it in two, trying to fit it down there. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know what I did find here? They've got Roku here. This thing called. Have you heard of Roku? This TV thing.
I have.
So they have Roku at the hotel, and there is a channel that is all Homes on Homes renovation. The entire channel. Like, that guy's been on television for so long, they have continuous Homes on Homes episodes. I've yet to see one that I have seen before. And I've watched way too much.
Almost died.
Did it?
This weekend.
Did it?
Yes, it was. It had all of its money in that Silicon Valley Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So
they
almost didn't have any. What did you spill?
No.
Okay.
Why would I spill? That would get on my computer, and then I would have to.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. Who would ever drink fizzy drinks near their computer? I don't know what you're talking about.
That's insane. So they almost didn't have any capital to pay people and run. And of course, the American public is going to come in and save all these billionaires.
Are they?
Couldn't possibly.
Yes. But is that really what's going to happen? Because I heard that they were helping.
It's done.
Is it really?
They're not going to pay back the investors. The people who are, have stock in the bank. Anybody who had money in the bank. Remember, this bank is really special. Only 5% of the capital they needed on hand was on hand. So it was a $200 and some billion.
Well, and they were invested in bonds or something. Weren't they invested in bonds or something nuts like that just before they decided to, like bonds, and suddenly the interest rates go up? But doesn't that make all the bonds useless? And I mean, God, I don't really entirely understand it.
I have been paying attention, and what they're saying is there were sweetheart deals made. They would say if you put. We know it's dangerous to put more than $250 into your bank account because that's not insured. But let's get real. We're a giant Silicon Valley bank.
And if we fail, the government will bail us out.
Well, no, but they just, that's one thing that really irritates me about rich people is they say we're rich because we take risks, but they don't take risks. They take the risk, and then they take the reward if it pays off, and then they let society pick up the tab if it doesn't pay off. But, they're not going to give any forgiveness for, student loans because that would send the wrong message. But apparently the right message is send these guys. It just kills me. So anyways, they are going to protect that money that people had in the bank. Even though it was way over leveraged. Oh, I forgot the sweetheart deals. If you kept like $1 million in the bank, you could get your house loan for 0%.
What?
0.
What?
Yeah.
If you had how much in it?
It was like $1 million or $2 something
Oh
like that.
my God. Wow. Let's see what AP News has to say about it. What have they said? What do I need to know?
Oh, you're gonna love it. There's a guy called CoffeeZilla.
Oh, CoffeeZilla. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at this.
All right, I'll look him up too. Then I've got to catch up on a lot of this stuff because I've had a fair number of lines in this thing, so I've had to do some line learning, and then of course there's the Homes on Homes channel, which is sucked up the rest of my time.
Yeah.
And I got my news.
I
got the newsletter out. I'm back in Toronto on Saturday, I guess. I think it's Saturday I'm back. And then I have to leave again next week as well. I'll be back again next week for a few days, I think is the idea. And then I think I'm done. Then I'd be done like dinner. Okay. What have they said about this? I mean, the banking stuff is so frustrating to me because I just feel like we've literally just gone through this. Right? I mean, you'd think like
Right.
You'd think like something like a pandemic and stuff. You understand that having an impact on banks and things. But then to come out of that within a year of that, to have banks fail because they got greedy and bought too many of the freaking NFTs or whatever the hell it was, or the whatever it is that they invested in that made them tank. I'd heard there was rumors that it had something to do with a lot of high risk things, right? Is that what it was?
Well, it's that, and with the 2008 thing, more regulations were put on banks, and then let's just say a guy who rhymes with don't came in 2017 along with his other cohorts. They made it sound like mom and pop. What are those banks called? Community banks. We're just under too much pressure. What the heck was that?
That's interesting.
Anyways.
It's interesting. They're saying that, according to AP News, they're saying that when the interest rates go up, banks any of the bonds that they have, existing bonds become worthless because they're obviously the yields are much lower than what's now available. So no one's buying them. Everyone's dumping them, but they're not forced to sell them, right? Like the whole point is that normally what they would do is they just hold on to them until they needed those low interest bonds again for whatever reason. But there was a run on the bank. Anyone over $250,000 freaked out because they were going to lose their money and then rushed in to get their money.
Right, and in most places, we're talking big, right? Remember, this is supposed to be a mom and pop bank, so that's why they deregulated it in 2017.
The Silicon Valley Bank is supposed to be a mom and pop bank?
Well, it fits in that category.
Really?
So it doesn't count as a big bank because 200 and some billion is not that much. Anyway, banks like that usually even take overnight bonds, so that while all markets are closed, these bonds will hold their value during the night, and they literally expire the next day. So there's a lot of safety nets that you can put in place that they just kind of take a little bit out of that profit margin, So, who wants to be safe? You take the risk, and then you eat a big giant pile of crap, and you pass that crap on to the little guy.
Well, it's that thing. Like if you borrow $10 off me, then you're in trouble, and you can't pay. If you can't pay it, then you're in trouble. If you borrow
Yes.
10 million off of me, then I'm in trouble if you can't pay me back. So,
True.
and it's one of those things that I feel like there is I mean, it's frustrating. I think in a way,
Yeah.
you can't make it.
Point's right.
What was that?
Oh, I forgot. In order to be a smaller bank, they did a lot of stuff off the books, so that they looked like they had less. Because I think the cutoff was 200 billion. It was either that or 250. Whatever the cutoff was, they were scrupulously keeping the amount below that by maintaining certain loans and things off the books. And I don't know if you knew this, but if you tried to give somebody $9,999, you would get in trouble.
Oh, really?
Because you can $10,000 is the cutoff for calling that a tax.
Right.
Income thing.
Yeah.
That's like how they caught Rush Limbaugh in the drug thing.
But why would? But then why? But why set a? Then why? Like you got to set a number somewhere, I guess. So why is there a problem with going right up into that number? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm with you. It's an arbitrary number, and then they kept it below that. Let's face it, they put the number way too high.
Right.
I'll bet you just because of this, it's going to go all the way up. I'll bet it goes down to like 50 billion before you consider this.
You don't. That's it. Yeah. Structuring. The problem comes when you repeatedly fudge the numbers to be below 10K. Yeah, there you go.
Right. You'll actually start tripping little.
Well, and there was
things.
Like some of these people who pulled their money out of the banks, it's even possible that there are companies who are just literally trying to bring the bank down, right? I mean, there are a number of investors in the mix that probably could have not demanded all their money out of, but they made these declarations of like, get your money out now. Like, I mean, it's part of the run, right?
Right.
But again, I don't even try to understand it. I feel like if I borrow money and I can't pay it back, I'm in trouble. But if banks borrow money and they can't pay it back, then my tax money goes towards that. You know what I mean? Like, which I don't know if that's the case with this anyways. But even if it doesn't, it's going to trickle down to other banks. Whatever the costs associated with it are, it's going to trickle down to the people who end up paying the taxes. And the other frustrating thing, of course, is the people with this amounts of money in the bank are also the ones who probably aren't paying huge amounts of taxes because they've got money to get around that too. So, oh my God, I sound like a freaking communist, don't I? Like, or some kind of like weird hippie socialist thing.
No, we are. We have. It's gone too far. I mean, I actually got for Christmas Trump's Art of the Deal when it first came out, and I got a Trump the board game because I thought I was an uber capitalist,
right?
Like Michael P. Keaton.
Yeah. I wanted to be Michael. I wanted to be Michael Keaton. Yeah. It's so true. Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And then I was like, oh wait, other people get hurt, and then you can't. And then if you look at how everything's structured, it's what capitalism for me, or no, capitalism for thee, or something. Socialism for me. So I don't know.
I always thought of myself as like a bleeding heart capitalist. I'd like, or maybe conservative is a better term. I'm not sure I understood enough about capitalism to just to quote that. But, oh, sorry. I'm hearing weird cross chatter, which I don't know whether that's me or whether that's you.
Me too. It's not me.
It's possible. It's
sure
it's possibly it's the hotel. I don't know.
True.
Yeah, I feel like, there have to be. Unfortunately, there has to be some kind of rules. I think at some point, because there are always going to be people who are. I always think about this. There was a stroller we had when Baz was a baby, and on it was a big sticker that showed in pictures not to fold it with the baby in it. And I thought, oh my God, it just takes one idiot to require that sticker. And I feel like all of the rules in our world all of the laws and rules in our world seem to come down to telling people who should know better that, if it's not written down, you can't blame me for it. So we got to write everything down. You know what I mean? So we're very flexible.
Had your experience. I just had a colonoscopy today.
Hey.
Talking about the banks reminds me of.
Really? Although I gotta say, the great thing about the colonoscopy for me was you're out the whole time. I just woke up, they gave me a cookie and a glass of juice, and I was like, well, what's the big deal? Although I will admit, the night before is not a pleasant experience, and they give you that jug of, that jug of stuff you got to get down. Whoa, man, that is some wretched stuff. It's the pre-wash. The pre-wash is the problem. The pre-rinse. Yeah.
Do you think? Remember when you were talking about folding that baby?
Yeah. Well, I was actually talking about not folding the baby, but yes, yeah.
Don't fold the baby.
Yeah.
Do you think before they put the warning on preparation H not to, take it orally, that might be where your lips were?
Oh my God! I mean, but there's probably things on that. There probably, you joke. There's probably somewhere that says you shouldn't be eating those. You know what I mean?
No, there is. It says do not administer orally.
Really? Or don't put a plastic bag over your kid's head. I mean, I just don't. I mean, there's just so many things here.
There was a thing they added to lawnmowers because these dumbasses took the wheels off their lawnmower, and their idea was they're going to reach under, lift it up, and hold it up against the hedges to trim the hedges really fast. And these two guys lost, I think it was 16 fingers. No, 8 fingers.
Oh my God.
4 per hand. Yeah, 6. Yeah. 4 times 5, 20 fingers.
I mean, I've done some foolish things that I haven't thought of before. I will admit that, but I like to think that it's the ones that you have to go to a lot of trouble to break that I wonder about. You know what I mean? Where you got to remove all of the safety features to get to the point where you hurt yourself. Is usually that would be a Darwinian award of some sort. Plastic bags are more of a guideline than a rule. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think corporate lawyers, though, like lawyers that have permanent jobs, supposedly protecting the company, that this is kind of busy work made by them?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely some of that stuff, and that's why one of the other things about going back to GPT-4 for a bit, it just got, I can't remember where it was, but it's just jumped from the bottom of the LSATs to nearer the top, passing the LSATs now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I should double check that, but it was. Let me just double check that because I don't want. Again, anything I say here is completely made up. LSAT. Let's see. It says here.
They're not coming here for accuracy.
Yeah, please God, don't come here for news. Okay, so according to the CBS News, chatbot powered. It got a massive yes. And what has it got? The same test faced by students considering 95 tests. This white paper called Chatbot Goes to Law School. And what was the results, please? Get to the bottom of this, please. Doesn't have a number. Is that you, Gimpy?
It is. It's Christy telling.
All good.
He's been trying to.
The bot.
Things. I mean, there's so much all over.
The bot scored C+. C+ on the LSATs.
That's not too bad.
It's a pass, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that sucker. Go to the bar. I guess they got to take the bar now, right?
What did that get you into?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Did it pass the bar, Mark? We need to look it up.
Yeah.
Somebody said.
Yeah, it just got a C+ on it, so it's passed. I don't know about passing the bar, but it's passed the test. You're right. That's probably different. LSAT's different than passing the bar, isn't it? It passed the bar and then said, "I'll kill all humans." Yes. Let me see. I don't think it's past the bar. I don't think they're even letting it. Are they letting it take the bar?
Oh, I imagine they'll just administer an old one or something that's available.
I mean, this is so funny because it aces the bar, sats, and can identify exploits in Ethereum contracts. That's passes exams from law and business schools. It doesn't say anything about passes exams for MBA courses and medical licenses. Holy shoot! It almost passed the bar, apparently. So give it 2 days of running, and it'll have figured it out, right?
Right.
You know?
And then it will figure out how to cheat and get a higher score.
And then it'll figure out how to cheat the system. Yeah. It'll cheat the system by becoming, a judge. That is interesting, though. Like, how is it solving it? Is it solving it because it knows the stuff, or is it because it's solving it because it knows the questions? I mean, there's so many interesting issues with that, right? I mean, there was a guy on Twitter. I didn't. No. I saw like an episode or two here or there, but I heard that was pretty fun.
Dude, the last 2 seasons, like, the computer was under attack. Remember, it's a completely aware computer. It's out and about, right? And it does have to be ran off of mainframes. So, anyways, an opposing computer that wasn't out for good, it thought humans should be eradicated rather than helped. It had it. It got the other guy isolated. The other computer couldn't do anything. All of a sudden, it printed off a ton of stuff, and then people started, and made contracts for people to come pick up the paper, and then take the paper somewhere else, build a whole new infrastructure, computer, computers, and then it had them scan all this back in, and that was its programming. That's how your brain. So it actually moved physically to a different server. It was cool.
It printed itself out, and then fed itself back into another system. So
Well,
it made a hard copy backup?
Yeah, it made a hard copy, which was, millions and bazillions of pages. But before it shut down, it made all these contracts with people, that hired them, and, it looked like real shell corporations. And so you see all these people doing this work that it set up in, like, the last 5 seconds it was alive.
Right. They're doing this on Twitter now, right? You know that. There's scientists, well, I don't know about scientists, but there are hackers, GPT-4 hackers, they gave it $100 and said, make me money. That's it. Give it $100 and said, okay, figure out how to grow that money. What happens with that? How's that going to go?
I don't know, but let's quickly get into that.
It created like a website for affiliate links, and it created I don't know. I mean, I think it lost money, but again, I keep coming back to this. In fact,
I know what you and I need to do. Go ahead, and then I'll tell you our.
That little video I showed you is by a channel called 2 Minute Papers, and he says it very well. He says, don't think about what this paper tells you. Think about 2 papers away. 2 papers in the future, what am I going to be telling you? Because that's what we need to be worried about. So if you've got a chat, if you've got an AI GPT chat, like AI, this GPT chat 4 thing, that you can give $100 to and say, go and earn money. In 2 papers' time, what is that doing? Right? That's fascinating to me. Because again, it's not thinking about, I wonder, did he code it to say by law? Right?
Legally.
Yeah. Is it law? Is it to the letter of the law? Which law? Which country? Are there any things you don't want me to be involved in? Nope. It's just said, how would I earn money with this 100? How would I invest and earn money with a business with this $100? And all right. So what's it going to do? Start making meth? I'm just curious to know what kind of guidelines we're going to need to give it.
Brother I don't think drugs are necessarily the best way to make money, because the best thing about money is spending it.
Unless you're a pharmaceutical company.
Well, yeah. Okay. When I played poker, I had a 14.4% return on investment. So every 10 grand they put through, I made $1,400. I think that's pretty good.
That's great.
I got the money back plus that's better than you can do on stock market. And that was over thousands, like 100,000. Well, no, it was 275,000 hands. So, anyways, because I was playing like 10 games at a time. But I wonder if Chappie, if we could go on chat and have it play. Like, ask it to look up the best poker strats.
Mm-hmm. There are probably rules
And
against
then
that, though,
make
aren't
the
there?
decision.
Isn't that like a bot? Isn't that what they probably have rules against not using bots? They must have that.
I haven't seen anything about it, and I don't know what they would do.
They don't want AI having people make money over the house. You don't want people beating the house. There'll be no gambling anymore.
No, it's not the house. The house makes its money off the vig. If that's short for vigorous, because that's all. I'm making that money based on they don't actually pay out in full. A certain percentage of what you sat down with goes to them.
Oh, I see. They just take a percentage of the game.
Correct. So it doesn't matter to them who wins or loses. They're just getting money for being in the house.
Right. Like the stock market.
Yeah.
The key is not to buy stocks. The key is to buy and sell stocks. You get money. Or
right.
Was it? We had this fascinating chat with one of our lovely guy. Obviously, I like and respect him, so I want to be careful what I say. But he said, hey, you only lost 9% last year in your investments. Most of my clients lost 12. And then recommended that we go with this new ETF fund. The whole point of ETFs, of course, is that you don't have there's no load. You don't pay for them because you're just basically saying, just buy every stock on whatever the stock exchange is, or buy every biotech stock, or whatever. You have these very specific index funds. But his suggestion was that we get this index fund that was actually managed by people. So it was an index fund that had humans picking which index funds to get. So you paid a very low percent of like 0.2% or something. So I said, so wait a sec. So now we'll lose 9.2% next year? Like, why are we, it doesn't make any sense. Like I can't believe that there's someone's job is to manage your money, and then you lose money and there's no repercussions. They just expect you to invest more,
Right. What's the repercussion going to be?
It doesn't hurt him anything. The bank's getting paid for all the transactions anyways. I mean, I do okay because I've always done index funds. I've done index funds since my dad got me into them years and years and years ago. So, index funds, it's just basically if the market goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down, and you just don't. You sort of like, you get what you get. You don't get upset. You just hope that there's money in it by the time you retire is, I guess, the hope. And also,
Warren Buffett made like a huge bet with the guy because he thought he was like an expert day trader. And he was wealthy, but Buffett said, okay, we're going to have this chimp pick stocks.
Yeah.
And he'll beat you after a year. And the freaking chimp did beat him after a year. This guy could not stay ahead of the chimp.
It's random.
Because it's random.
I think it's I think it's just another form of gambling. Like, I feel kind of like I'm sure you could do a lot of research about corporations and you can really look into what you're investing in. I completely understand that. Absolutely. I think yes, there could be much more sort of knowledgeable investing than what I would do. But at the same time, I still feel like if I'm worried about the money, I don't invest it. I just don't invest it. It goes into I guess the house is an investment, but to me the big thing was like pay off the house, because then if everything goes wrong, at least you've got a roof over your head. If the house plummets in value, who cares? I'm still living there. You know what I mean? And it just means if I sell it, I'll be buying a house for cheaper too. So I mean, I'm still kind of a bit of a sucker, old-fashioned for that stuff.
It's safe. Oh, and of course you invested heavily in Super Nintendo games, right?
Of course, yeah. And insurance so that you don't burn it down.
Yeah.
Because there's that issue. I hadn't even thought of that.
Dude, that's what we're putting together right now. And they don't smell bad. They're not messed up. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're saying your stuff has actually come out fairly unscathed.
Okay, everybody look up Earthbound and look up what was it? Crusader the Sente on the Genesis, or CENTI.
Right.
They're all inbox complete.
Huh.
So it's so nice.
Are you going to sell them? Will you sell them?
I'm the nerd that would buy them. What are you talking about? If it comes to it, yeah.
Right.
But if it's going to make, like right now, $1,400 wouldn't get me a van.
Mm-hmm.
All it would do is give me stupid money to buy something. Like, I'd probably get, I can't, let's say I could buy something that would improve the efficacy of something I'm using. I would probably buy that, some kind of adaptive equipment or something.
Mm-hmm. Microsoft has released a new mouse of some sort, haven't they? They've got some kind of Microsoft mouse thing. Might want to.
I think, yeah, I sent you their adaptability thing. Oh my gosh.
You sent me their help center, which is amazing.
They have 3D printing files for people.
Mm-hmm.
They have ways to plug in switches into just normal things.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they've opened it up really well. It's one of the things that Lance and I've been discussing with the escape room stuff is like, what if we started designing and talking about escape room stuff, but from an accessibility standpoint from the beginning? Because it would just, it's not an add-on then.
Disability is actually a feature, like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, have a blind person, maybe be able to hear something and do something cool that the disabled person is actually an important and valuable member of the team trying to escape.
But again, you can come up with these things if you start thinking about it from the beginning. Like have a modular. We were saying, like, what about a modular system of some sort where you can tailor the room to the people who are coming in. Like if you've got a group and you say like, oh, I've got a group with some low sight or no sight victims, for want of a better word, in the escape room, then you can modularize your designs and pull out things that would be more visually visually useful and change them for audio cues and that kind of stuff. It'd just be really fun, I think. And again, there's just the more people, I don't know what the numbers are.
Threatening me.
What's that?
Go ahead.
What's happening?
Gurney's threatening me. He's like, he can make another visit to my house.
Oh, I see. The Firebug Gurney.
This is what's like when the mob lives in your backyard.
Yeah, that's it. The little
England, they don't send us their best. They send us their worst.
send us their worst. That's it. He probably fled the country. That's it, probably. What was I going to say? I'm doing a James has roped me into a Dungeons and Dragons thing on April the 1st. It's a fundraiser.
That's cool.
Which sounds kind of neat. But I'm actually James, you're going to have to help me out because it's been so long since I played. I'm probably going to need like a, maybe I'll have you on maybe we'll Discord together and you can let me know some of the lingo that I'll need, because it sounds like these are like some serious D&Ders that are playing. I was born in the UK too. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. What am I saying? I too am an escapee from the UK. Although I'll tell you, I fired up very short period of time, but I fired up. Lance was very kind and as a going away present sent me farming simulator. And I fired it up on the computer here on the internet here. It's a little herky jerky with my computer and the internet. But I'll tell you, there's a certain amount of satisfaction I get to running that, pulling up the soil and throwing down some canola seeds. I did a little bit of that. Did a little bit of that earlier just to see what it was like. But it's a little hard to maneuver, especially I've only got the trackpad as well, so I keep by accident. Lopping off huge chunks of land that aren't supposed to be seeded and stuff. So, we're doing a lecture on free BSD jails using Bastille. I don't know what that even means.
Yeah, what's that even mean?
Free BSD jails. Well, that's Berkeley. BSD is the Berkeley, isn't that the system of some sort? It will be streamed. Always bring along a mouse. Yeah, it's true. A jail is a sort of virtual manager, virtual something or another, virtual machine, I believe. Yes. What is that? Berkeley Software Distribution. But what are you doing, Mark? What are you actually playing with? I'm curious to know what's going on there. I bought this amazing package of hacker tools and lessons and stuff, which I'm really excited to delve into. I started on the plane, but spent most of the time trying to figure out how to get the video to play in my podcast as opposed to through my camera, because for some reason it would play it kept playing as one of my photos. And so the phone was just getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And I was like, yikes. Like, I'm scared I'm going to, like, set fire to the plane. Mark LaPointe passed the meetup link a while ago over Discord. Aha, I see. I would describe a jail as a container somewhat like Docker. Oh, the acronyms. Everyone loves the acronyms. I just got my Flipper Zero. Did you really, James? What are you going to do with your Flipper Zero? It's the ultimate hacking tool right now. It allows you to break into all sorts of different things. And it was like, hey, can you build it yourself, or do you build it? Do you buy it ready made, James, or is it a kit you have to put together?
I found something while he's not speaking English. Okay.
The Flipper Zero is cool, actually.
Hypothetically, in the late 90s and early 2000s, you could get DirecTV for free by reprogramming the little chip on your card.
Yeah, you used to go back and forward with that.
I found the little machine.
You found the machine for doing that?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay, you know what's funny? They're connected together with the U.S. No, what's that called? You know, it's got the little cord. You screw it in. The plug-in's got screws, and it's got like 9 pins in it. Maybe 23. I can't remember. What's that called? The old, before USB, before what do they call that? PS2?
I don't know. The type of memory?
No, card, like a plug-in. A parallel port. That might be it. Because it's a 3.5-inch drive connected to a chip rewriter that you then plugged into your computer.
Right.
Theoretically.
But it's just a little chip. It's just a little chip, then, is that?
Yep.
Well,
no. I mean, the machine, the thing's probably 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That allows you to stick your cards in there, but they really, it was called Black Friday, and they fried everybody that had messed with chip.
Really?
We like gave it to the dog and then sent it in and said the dog chewed it up because we took it out.
Oh, that's good. That's a good way to get around it. Oh, man. The dog got in there and just pulled that chip out and then just chewed it. Chewed the crap out of it.
Chewed the hell out of it.
You're lucky we're not asking you for a new dog. But on the plus side, the dog gets all of the sports channels. This Flipper Zero is very tempting, but it's $258 I really shouldn't be spending. What is
the thing you can steal like Hyundais with?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. What is the?
Okay.
I'm curious to know what the Flipper Zero Wi-Fi development board is. Is that the same thing only for development? I'm curious to know. I'd like to know more. I have to do some more research on this. I think I'm going to have to do some more research on the Flipper board. All right, folks. It is 20 after 4. I should probably go and look at some lines, do some homework for tomorrow. And also I'll try to figure out the audio so that maybe if I get... Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to be back in town. No, you know what I'm going to do? When I'm back in town, I'm going to stream from my laptop again and figure it out. I think that'll be the key. Because then I know no matter where I go, there I am. I can stream. Which I think would be kind of cool, actually. I'd love to have a portable streaming... I mean, the reality is I could have brought the ATM. The ATEM or whatever it's called. That little... But actually, no. You know what? I couldn't. No, I couldn't because there's no Ethernet here. It's all Wi-Fi here. Winnipeg Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
That's how we roll with the Winnipeg Wi-Fi. I am amazed that it can do this, even though I'm using a VPN as well, which I'm sort of surprised that the speed.
Really?
Yeah, the speed is. So there you go. I guess that's a good. I should do ads for ExpressVPN because ExpressVPN is actually doing a VPN on this, even though it's not connected. Never mind. I take that back. I take that back about ExpressVPN. It's so fast because it's not actually on. So that would be So I guess that's. I'm so glad that I've used public Wi-Fi for everything I've been doing this afternoon. That's fantastic. I can look forward to. Lots of.
Gurney said to talk to him on the Discord so he can get you up to speed on D&D.
Yes, that is. Yes, that is on. That's April the 1st, right? So I'm going to be. Holy crap! Actually, now I say that. I wonder when I travel. Because I actually shoot the 30th. I shoot the 30th, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'll have to look at the dates and the times and stuff and see what's up. Stream Deck. No, this was an ATM. This is a Black Magic thing, a beautiful little system where you plugged HDMI cameras in, and I'm afraid I thought that was going to be the solution to everything, and it turned out to frankly, it's just not nearly as feature rich as OBS is. Frankly, I found OBS did everything I needed it to do in software. I thought the external system would be the way to go, but I think I'm old and antiquated, and I should probably sell it. Actually, I should really sell that thing. I was going to for a while, then I thought, I might use it. You never know. I like having multiple cameras. What was that?
It wasn't me. It was Pal showing a kitty eating beef broth, I guess, or chicken broth.
That is very exciting.
It was lovely.
That is some exciting images. I'm so glad.
I am going to send you some really neat links.
Oh, cool.
But you need a Windows computer.
I know. I have to go. I've got to dig up a Windows. Do I have anything? Well, I toasted my freaking laptop, so I can't even use that anymore. I wonder if I've got another PC I can. Well, if I get my streaming working on the laptop, maybe I can mess with my desktop again. Haven't done that for a while. Because I need a Windows system to play with. I need a Windows system to play with our NDA, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the NDA has, you would probably want me around for you to get started.
Well, given that I can't get the audio to work in a hotel room, I can't imagine that I'm going to be able to get NDA working without some kind of assistance from somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. I'm so glad they were there to help you, though. That's good. That's good. Wi-Fi in Japan is awesome. Yeah. I want to go to Japan. I really want to go to
Japan would be great.
Did you use butter when you toasted your laptop? No, I think I used coffee, actually. I think coffee was the culprit on that one. Ad placement drinking. Ad placement drinking? Oh, you mean that you think I should get paid for my ginger ale, Cal? Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Cal. The wonderful Cal, she's just always here. It's amazing. I feel bad we haven't talked to Vibe Pup at all. All I got was a hello. I guess everything is.
Oh, sorry, Vibe.
No, it's not your fault.
I'm still here. It's just very loud at my house, but I still did tune in to the Tech Minutes, so that does count.
Oh, you totally count, of course. Do you have any quick updates or anything fascinating for us? Any interesting news? What do you got?
I've started playing a very intense zombie game.
Oh, yes. What's that?
Project Zomboid.
Project Zomboid. And is it like a first-person shooter type thing? What is it? What's the? I have to look this up.
Third-person survival horror.
Ooh, survival horror.
It's an overhead view, but it still has jump scares that make you jump. It's one life only. So when you die, you're dead.
Project Zomboid. Okay. Ultimate survival. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. That does look good. Wait a sec. You get jump scares in this? It's top down.
MSHO just did the spiffo emojis.
Huh.
But yeah, it's basically...
that is nice.
You can only see where you're looking in the game. So if you get messed up and you just turn around and see it, then it makes a loud noise and scares you.
Huh. I watched Smile last night by myself in a very dark hotel room at night. You seen that yet?
Is that your crying we heard?
That was probably. It was it's a nicely made movie. I mean, it's a horror movie. It gets, as always, it gets silly at the end, but there was some really nice stuff in there. There's some really creepy. It's a great creepy beginning for sure. Yeah, it was. I watched it by myself in a hotel room. It's like the stupidest thing to do. I was like jumping out of my skin all night. You know.
Did you look at your hotel and see what the like accessibility looks like, and what's supposed to happen if there's a fire alarm pull? I'm just curious.
Well, I guarantee you it's a disaster because I'll tell you, I've had to go and get my cards redone like 5 times now because the only way to get in and out of the elevator is with the card. It never works. Never works. So not that you would use that in a fire. In a fire, what would you do? I don't know what you do. I would assume there's got to be. I'll have a look. I'd be curious to know. Are there stairs to get in? No. So I think if you're on the first floor, you should be okay.
Well, that's what I thought was so weird, that the accessibility or accessible rooms were on the second floor where I was at. They didn't even say, hey, would you like to go on the first floor? We said we need an accessible room. They said, okay, follow us. Took us to the second room, so that's weird.
What counts as an accessible room, too? Like, what is that? Like, does accessible have... There must be... Like, what about accessible for people who are blind? Or accessible for people who, I don't know.
Well, okay, it seems to have more square footage. That way a wheelchair can get around in it a little better. It had bars around the potty and things in the bathtub. Wait, it didn't have a bathtub. It had a shower.
Shower, like a walk-in shower. But could you, like a walk-in shower, so there's no lip, so you can get into that?
Right,
okay.
Theoretically, yeah.
Right.
And then for Vibe, there is a new Roblox that I saw Charlie playing that looks super fun. It's like a Call of Duty, but better. So you might try that, Vibe.
What's it called? This is what Moist Critical is playing?
Yeah, Moist Critical was playing a new robot. And he's like, I love it because everybody's 10 to 12, and I can teach them lessons that their parents are refusing to teach them.
like how to swear in a kind of a slightly erudite way. Whale. Yes, Whale. I haven't seen Whale yet. I'm looking forward to it. I love Brendan Fraser. I think Brendan Fraser is one of the most underrated actors on the freaking planet. I guess less so now, but always was. I remember even he impressed me even in Encino Man. That's how much I liked his acting. I'm glad he's won something. Although I could give a flying F about the Oscars. I just think it's a parade of weird, out of touch people. Although there was a really cute picture of that Wexter sent me of.
I got cut off. It's okay.
Oh, you're back.
It's okay.
There's like there was a really fun picture of Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, and Guillermo del Toro at a hobby shop buying kits to go and paint together on Sundays. Apparently
That's so cute.
Yeah, apparently they get together and build models and like paint stuff. I was like, oh my god, that is a serious point in favor of JJ and Steven, I would say. I always knew that Guillermo was my kind of guy, but it was kind of fun that all of them are out there doing that kind of stuff. Yes, Brendan Fraser is amazing.
JJ is he never completes the model. He does it about 80% of the way, then just starts anew.
Well, he hides any imperfections with bright lights.
True.
He just puts flares wherever there's a section that he didn't get to it. Did The Whale win anything? I don't think the movie won anything, but I think didn't Brendan win like Best Actor or something?
Yeah, he won all kinds of stuff. It's so nice, because I think he's always been a good guy.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
I mean, Look, I'm happy when people win. When nice people win. I don't know. There's just the whole idea of saying that acting is better than someone else's acting. I just find it all very, My wife laughs.
He wore a fat suit, David. Hello.
He wore a fat suit?
Yeah.
Did he?
Are you saying you thought he was that fat?
Well, I knew he'd put on weight.
I would have gained the weight.
I would have gained the weight, man. I'm working on it now. Like, you give me like a week at Denny's. I'll do your freaking whale for you. It won't cost you no fat suit. All right. Portland, Oregon resident. I was so glad for Pinocchio. Why Portland, Oregon? I didn't know that it was involved in that freaking movie. Was everywhere. Pinocchio was like, they had people working on Pinocchio for like 10 years all over the planet. It was insane.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. It was a super high-tech fat suit. Interesting. Oh, I see. So there was no way to gain enough weight for it to be healthy for that kind of a thing. I mean, I'd be willing.
No, he was supposed to be like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
So you have to gain upwards of 55 pounds.
I'd have to eat.
So
Yeah, I'd have to stop fasting. Yes. Wasn't the whale done with a digital fat suit? Was it digital? I'm sure that they use digital to fix
No.
seams and things.
Yeah, I saw him they had like a fast frame thing of it, like in 60 seconds.
Right, like a stop.
Routine.
Yeah. Not digital. A cooling system was built into the furniture. Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
We had a cooling system in the
Could use that.
in the spacesuits that we used in Stargate and the hazmat suits and stuff. They had a cooling vests that they could put on. I hated them because it made it feel like you had pneumonia because you're sweating. It's so hot, but for some reason your chest is freezing cold. It's like your body just doesn't know what to do. It's just bizarre.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Did the rats didn't wear any protective gear when they got close to your mouth? So they wouldn't get spit on?
Yeah, I think they coated them.
Professionals.
They coated their little paws in their own defecation so that they were protected from any contact with my face. Yeah. Teleniel, hello, first time chat. You've come late to the party. I'm just wrapping up. There's tons of other actors that started later in life too. The ones who weren't famous child actors. Here's the funny thing though, is there are actors. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing is I feel like Brendan Fraser was freaking huge for a while, and I mean that in a blockbuster sense, not in a physical sense. There was just a bunch of stuff happened, and there was some weird behavior by. I think there was some weird odd stuff happened. I think there was like he had run in with a very famous producer who was abusive in weird and wonderful ways. Apparently, I think there was a lot of stuff that messed that up. But apparently, and I remember, like, I mean, even back in he went to school. We were at school at the same time, and he was in plays with my little sister.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, my sister would do plays with their school, and it was always funny that, no one, people seemed to sort of like Brendan, but they weren't like, I don't think anyone went, oh my God, he's going to be a movie star. He was always good and a nice guy apparently, but no one ever really sort of went, oh my God, movie star. But of course, I'm sure everyone's going like, oh yeah, no, I always knew he's a movie star. Always knew. I can't remember if David ever mentioned. It is secret, Ms. Hojat. Yeah, apparently we're not saying anything until the publicity department apparently didn't want to say anything until the Oscar buzz had run its course. But frankly, I don't think the same people are really going to care about our sci-fi movie or I never understand the waiting on PR stuff. I'm always like, just people enjoy hearing about how things are happening as they're happening. And I think that's only going to make them. Yeah, and I feel like I'm more likely to go and see a movie if I've seen things about it, even if it was 8 months ago. So.
It's the way the video game industry does it, and they seem to build lots of hype.
It's so true. You know what? So. James Gurney's got a good point, because I'd said this earlier. Brendan Fraser made a Pauly Shore movie watchable. So they made this film, Encino Man, way back when. And the idea was it was a vehicle for Pauly Shore. It was supposed to make Pauly Shore, the biggest thing ever, because he was sort of this big, hot comedian at the time. Yeah. Instead, it turned Brendan Fraser into a megastar. And that was a movie that I remember feeling silly, but I came out of, and I was like, he did acting things. I was like, there was this I remember this moment in it where I think one of his friends gets hit or something, and there was a little bit of blood on his face or something. And Brendan Fraser did this thing where he just went up and he sort of looked at the blood, and he was so perturbed by it. It was just this very subtle little thing that he did in the stupidest movie of all time. And I remember even back then, as a very jealous young lad, I remember thinking, wow, he's good. Wow, he's got something.
Are you contemporaries? Are you contemporaries with Christian Slater?
Christian Slater would have been, Yeah, he's probably a little bit younger than I am. Probably, I would think a little younger. But yeah, we used to go on against. I used to go against him on everything, everything. And when I say against, I mean I would audition and he would get it. So there was a lot. Yeah, he would do a lot of that stuff.
Now he's 4'6", right?
Is he? Is he tiny?
I don't know. I don't know. I made that part up. I know Mila Jovovich, like,
Tiny.
completely dwarfed him in, what was it, Tufts?
I can't say I've been a huge fan of his stuff. Maybe it's just jealousy, but even in Mr. Robot, I was kind of like, really? But he always just seemed like a Jack Nicholson ripoff to me, or trying to be Jack Nicholson or something.
Either that, or that was his natural character, and it was already been done. But
yeah, maybe you didn't have Fraser's abs, David. How life could have been different if you did a few more sit-ups.
Are you kidding me?
He's also
Okay.
He's a tall guy too, isn't he? Isn't Brendan Fraser quite tall? I get the feeling like he's quite.
I think he's 6'4".
Yeah, I'm like.
And James Gurney knows that you focus on pecs and glutes. That's your routine.
I focus on there's a little known muscle just behind one of the other muscles in my leg, and it's the only one I work on. That's it. That's all I work on. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm fading.
Okay, guys.
Blast from the Past. I've never seen that, but a number of people have recommended that to me now.
Oh yeah, he was stuck in a bomb shelter.
Is that what it was?
A 1950s bomb shelter.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a really good movie.
What? Who's got a bunker? I want a bunker. What? David is perfect for the mummy role. David, thank you, Cal. I could be the mummy. Apparently, Cal says I could be the mummy. Wait a second, I can't hang up now. We've almost done 2 hours. I feel like I should do at least 2 hours, shouldn't I?
Are we not?
Well, we spent probably 25 minutes me trying to figure out how to get the sound working. So that's, go get a protein shake. One just woke me up. A protein shake, that's good. I can't go back to Denny's, though. I'm too embarrassed. I was just there. I can't go for dinner as well.
You know what, James Gurney? I thought gleaming the cube was what David was talking about when he said he was in the cube. And I was like, like some kind of hack radio.
I don't think I ever.
Stations.
Oh, that was good. I like that one. So I remember auditioning for that. I was up for that. It was a great script. Just a fantastic script. What was it called? Like radio something, or what was it?
Damn it.
What was it called?
I can't remember it. Well, Gleaming the Cube was one, but I don't know if
that was the skateboard one. That was the skateboard one.
Okay.
It was called God, what was it called? Someone will get it. Yeah, it was an amazing script. It was that I really wanted that, and then he got it, and I was like, oh, come on. It was a Canadian movie. It's shot in Montreal.
You could have went on a date with Christy Swanson.
With who?
Like back in the day.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Christian Slater was in a movie, The Legend of Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
No.
And the girl in that, isn't that Christy Swanson? She was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was
in the movie?
Supergirl.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember her. I don't remember that. It was a difficult era for me to remember.
Yeah.
Did anyone find out what that movie was? My kid is really interested in Denny's. I told him I'd take him next week. Oh, there you go. Where are there Denny's? Are the Denny's in?
So nice.
Are they in Canada? Are they just in Canada? Are they in the States as well? What are they?
No, we've got them.
Yeah.
It's where kids used to go after they got drunk
Well,
in high school.
Oh, it was McDonald's for us. Actually, we used to go to McDonald's and then get the big orange juice things and then dump it all out and put all of our horrible drinks in there. Silliness. Oh, Murdoch Mysteries, Cody. Wow, you saw that recently. Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty miserable one, wasn't it? They actually did an orchestra play along with an episode. They did this with this Murdoch Mysteries, and apparently one of the episodes that they did to sort of show how music is used in shows, they showed part of my episode of me dying or whatever it is. Oops, spoilers. And they showed it without music and with music. So that was apparently. I was like, oh man, I could have watched myself die twice on big screen. That could have been fun, but I missed it because I was here
If you
here working.
play dying, do you then spend the next month in existential crisis? Is that how that works? Would you even
No,
show up?
not as much as when I work with children. When I work with children, then I'm in existential crisis. That's when I go like, wait a second. I mean, I could do a job. I could do a job at a restaurant, but that 5-year-old could not. But we still can both act. That was my weird realization on Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I was like, oh my God, I've got the same job as a 5-year-old. We get paid the same. She's got a bigger trailer. What am I doing with my life? Why is there a man sitting on top of me pretending to be a monkey? Yeah, there was a lot of things on that show.
I saw that part where the monkey. Did you play that, or where did I see that?
That was in.
You being like a dick.
Yeah, Rise of the Apes. And he bit my finger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being a douche, and then, which, typecasting.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, it wasn't hard. Not a big stretch. Yeah. I did
And then, yeah.
the audition for it. I had to do there was a scene. They were being all very cagey about what it was. So they changed all the lines about apes and monkeys to animal. Hey, get that animal out of there. That animal's...
Oh.
And they called it like... they had some stupid name for it. But it was like literally online. There was a whole thing about this movie that was going to shoot in Vancouver anyway. And I was auditioning for it. And so in the audition, the director says, all right, can we do it again? But this time when you're talking to the ape. And I went, the ape, see? And he got all... It was so funny. He got all sort of like red and embarrassed about it. And I was like, that's it. You broke it. You broke that. Now we all know. Anyways, but we do the scene and he said, well, could you be holding something for the, because it was a bat. I had a bat I had to swing around. And so I had this umbrella with me. I was like, all right, I'll use the umbrella. He's like, oh, great. So we do the scene again with the umbrella and I swing the umbrella. And it was this little cheap umbrella with a little duck head. And the duck head flew off and missed the casting agent by like this much. Put like a hole in the wall. And yeah, she was not happy. Still gave me the part though. And then I destroyed the planet. Now,
did they? Okay, were you previous to that a Planet of the Apes nerd? Because when I was a kid, I loved those frickin' movies.
No, I mean I watched them, but I wasn't like they weren't sort of my no. Doctor Who was the only thing I really of the sci-fi world. It was that and Blade Runner. I really geeked out about. And then there was a bunch of books. I was sort of more into the books weirdly. The sci-fi movies I was always a bit disappointed because they were never as cool as I wanted them to be.
I was everything nerd. I watched Bionic Man or $6 Million
Oh God, I love that. Yeah, who didn't watch that? Knight Rider, Airwolf.
Yep, Knight Rider. Yep.
Airwolf. Do you watch Airwolf?
Not so much, but I did watch Airwolf.
Oh, I loved Airwolf.
The Hulk. I watched The Incredible Hulk.
I watched the Hulk, but it was in a silly way.
Ooh, how about this?
Yeah.
1999.
Oh God, yeah. Jerry Orbach, right?
I love that. Yeah, I mean, it was actually. I started watching those a couple years ago again.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of hold up story-wise.
Huh.
Not special effects-wise, but story-wise.
Yeah, there was old school Star Trek, the old Battlestar. I mean, all that. I loved all that. I mean, I loved sci-fi. I just wasn't sort of like I didn't get sort of the movies. I guess the Apes movies were they. They weren't contemporary with us, weren't they? Before us, weren't they? The early '60s.
Oh, much. They were '60s and '70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, early. Yeah.
Like a lot of kids, I was looking for the new stuff.
Yeah. Oh, not me. I loved like Godzilla with Raymond Burr in it,
Mm-hmm.
and that first Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
But did they follow the Planet of the Apes canon? Like, was the monkey that bit your finger off? Was his name Caesar?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was it cool?
Yeah.
Did his parents come from the future?
No, there was a whole they changed that. That was, they sort of got rid of that bit, basically.
Okay.
You should watch them. They're good. They're actually not a bad series of films, despite the fact that I'm in them.
With Mark Wahlberg, but I don't know what that was.
Oh, that was a terrible one. Wasn't that the one that? Isn't that the one that was done by ages ago? No. This is a whole different reboot. It was kind of. It was interesting. They kind of. It's funny. There was. I talked to the writers at the premiere of the first one. And they were sitting in the row ahead of us, and they were all excited. And they were like, I was like, oh, congratulations! You must feel really good about this. They go, yeah. We wrote like our pitch to the network to the studio was like, what if we just did like a really low budget like movie about, instead of doing a massive Rise of the Apes movie, what if we just did it like it was like almost like a found footage type thing? And I was like, great, because we're sitting in this theater. They've just spent like $500 million on this film. It was nothing low budget about it. But what was funny was that the original idea of the script really was to keep it very, very simple and very sort of down to earth and very sort of like, possible. So, and they were really a lovely couple who wrote. I think it was a couple who wrote it. But my wife hates the Wahlberg Apes movie. She says it doesn't count. Oh yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know what I almost sort of need to see it again to see just how awful it was. Which is weird because it was.
I went to the theater and I don't remember much from it at all.
It was Tim Burton.
Okay, didn't it have? Oh God, what's that guy's name? He's a great actor and I like him. It's not Giovanni Ribisi. It's the. He was in like that wine movie, and he was.
You are not narrowing it down for me.
The Cinderella story with
Nope. Again, lost me. None of these are movies that I would have watched.
Well, okay, it was the boxer. There was a boxer.
Yep.
In like the 1930s, and he wouldn't take Social Security, and it was Russell Crowe. And then his cut man or his trainer was.
Someone in chat will get it. Someone in chat will figure it out. Cinderella Man?
Cinderella Man was the movie. Okay, so who was one of the co-stars of Cinderella Man? Thank you so much, the Iron Pyro.
Yep. The Iron Pyro is already. Someone's looking it up right now. You can almost hear IMDb. Like the wheels of IMDb are Paul Giamatti.
Giovanni Ribisi.
That's it.
Paul Giamatti. I love that guy.
Not Giamatti Ribisi. No. Yeah, he's good. Paul Giamatti. Yeah. Yeah, he's good. Was he in it?
Yes. And he was in the Mark Wahlberg.
He's so funny.
He was like one of the.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's amazing.
What was he? He was one of the. You know, some of them look like orangutans and some of them look like mountain gorillas.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the scientist orangutan monkey.
I think part of the problem with that one was they tried to do the old ones, and they just don't. It doesn't hold up. Like I think it's a difficult thing to have. I think they did a good job with these new ones on getting them to talk, because there was something. I don't know. There was something realistic about the way they did it. Whereas the
Yeah, the old days it was bad.
Yeah, there's another one of these channels on Roku is all bad old retro movies, and there was one called End of Time or something, and it has Peter Cushing playing some kind of weird alien that can blow up cars with just his mind and stuff. It's just kind of fun to watch that.
Yes, I will do it.
He was he was one of the ones who spoke with a beautiful accent. Yeah, he's amazing. I've got 5 Rokus.
Go ahead. You got 5 Roku.
No, just Wormhole was saying they got 5 of them. Worst movie ever, Manos, the Hands of Fate. Really? Okay, that's good to know.
Wait, was that like a hand that the guy kept in a box? I think I loved that movie when I was a kid. Scared the crap out of it.
There was a movie that I couldn't remember that I saw a trailer for that I always wanted to see and that I've never seen. I've never seen it ever again. And it was something about, there was some kid with superpowers, and I don't know if they were superpowers, but evil powers. And then the babysitter came in and then she couldn't get out because the door turned into a wall. It's, oh my God. I would love to find that trailer and find out what that movie was.
When we were, it's a long time ago?
Oh yeah. I would have been 10 years old, maybe. And it was something about, if he doesn't want you to leave, you won't leave, or something. I just remember this trailer and I was just freaked out until now, into my 50s. I'm still freaked out by it. The Bed That Eats is pretty bad as well. The Bed That Eats. I think my bed here might eat. It's quite possible. I made the mistake of watching the Mark Rober's video on bed bugs. Highly recommend it for anybody who's at home and doesn't have any concerns about bed bugs. But when you're out on the road and you first come into a hotel, having just watched Mark Rober's video on bed bugs, it is not a pretty sight. I spent a long time pulling things apart looking for bed bugs when I first got here.
Did you notice
And cameras.
itching your head?
And cameras.
Talking about that.
I probably did. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you can't move and you watch a bed bug show and you're just like, everything itches, you can't touch it.
Then you should totally watch it.
Crawling on you.
You're welcome, Lance. You should totally watch it.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
It'll be the best. And film it all.
I do like bug movies or shows.
Yeah, so do I. One of my favorite ones is this really weird old one called Phase 4. And it's this weird hippie movie about these scientists that go out into the desert where these ants had become kind of intelligent. And they're the weirdest thing. It was directed by the guy, what is his name? Saul Bell or something? He was Saul Bellow. I can't remember what his name was. This crazy guy he used to do all the posters for like Man with the Golden Arm and all these cool classic 1960s movies. And he made one movie. And it was this movie called Phase 4. And it blew my little mind when I was a kid watching that.
I've got to watch it.
Oh, it's hard to find. But I think I downloaded a copy of it. I think I bought a copy from Amazon. And the only way I could get it was to download it. I'll see if I can send it to you. Or whether, I don't know if it's got DRM or what it is. But it's so... I'm sure it doesn't hold up at all, but they did all these macroscopic shots. Like he basically sent a crew away, not even a crew. He sent an entomologist away, an ant specialist away with a bunch of these macro lenses and stuff, and had him or them, I don't know who they were, film all of the ant sequences to the point where they were doing things like gluing little crystals on the head of these real ants and having them crawl around and. It's real. The footage is amazing. It's called Phase 4. I think it was called.
Phase 4.
Yeah, it's really.
Did you watch Squirm?
Squirm.
Like it's a 70s movie like that we would have seen when we were little. Scared the crap out of
I don't know.
I think there was a storm and 2 electrical wires like fall on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so all these earthworms come up. And somehow this is a spook movie. And it worked on me because like somebody fell into the worms and then they like had to worm their way out because worms were all stuck in their skin. And, yeah.
Oh God, yeah, no, I hate that kind of stuff. There's Slither is kind of a weird comedy horror that I really liked. Same thing with the.
I think that might be a new version of that.
Oh, it could be. Yeah. I didn't like the giant insect movies. I liked the little insect movies. I thought it was much creepier when they were small. I've always wanted to do an ant desert movie.
Yeah.
Ever since Phase 4, I've wanted to do an ant desert movie. I think it'd be so cool. You know? Andromeda's
a movie where you're a badass. I want to see that so bad.
I like bad guys. Bad guys are so much more fun to play. All right.
Well, you can be a badass, but I want you to be a badass bad guy.
Like a badass in like you're not going to make me go to the gym though. I don't want to do that.
No, have you watched what's the new Karate Kid show?
Oh God, yeah. Cobra Kai. Yeah. We watched the first, I guess, 2 seasons.
If you watch, like when the old guy that used to be the head of the dojo.
Yeah.
His fight scenes are fantastic. There's like 1 second of him like reaching back to punch, and then you go to like all these mannequins and people.
And his wonderful fluffy hair, that head of hair he's got, that wonderfully 70s head of hair. What alien insects from Mars? What was that? Have you seen the movie The Green Knight? Oh yes, I have.
Yes.
That's a recent one.
I like that.
It was an odd film. I liked it.
Oh. Wait, I saw one with Sean Connery.
Oh.
Which one are you talking about, Tyler?
There was a new one. There was a new Black Metal Werewolf was talking about the Green Knight by A24, which I think is a new one, which I saw with is it who's in it? Is it Dev Patel? Someone's in it. I can't remember one of the actors in it. They managed to manipulate their own. Who was this? There was one based on G.R.R. Martin's story about small insects living in an aquarium, and they managed to manipulate their owner. Oh, that's cool. I want that one.
Like a statue of that guy's face, or like a bust of him in there too. Yeah, the Sand Kings. That was good.
There you go. James Gurney's saying he's going to write me a psychological desert ant movie. And are you going to write that using ChatGPT 4? Phase 4. I found it. So far is on evo01.to site. I will download it locally. Oh, good. Yeah. So Sand Kings. So that's what it was? It's by J.R.R. Martin. Really? The Sand Kings. I like the sound of that. And that was a movie?
I don't know. I read a short story about that, but I never watched a movie about it.
There was I never saw the movie, but I remember reading a short story about, remember the ants? The March of the Ants one, where the ants just come in, and it was like the Old Man and the Sea, except it was done with like ants. It was like a farm, and they did everything they possibly could to stop this wave upon wave of these ants, and they ended up like
Army ants.
Yeah, they had like a moat of fire, and then the ants would throw bodies in and clamber over them, and oh my God, it was insane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a great book. God, I really want to do an ant movie now. I mean, I don't want to be the one covered in ants. I don't want to be the one covered in ants.
You're going to be covered in ants, bro.
Yeah, I think this would be a good time to direct, I think. Put the ants on that person over there. That's where you want. You want to direct that kind of thing. Look at me, I'm scratching already. That's something else though about Winnipeg. It's so dry. It's so incredibly dry. I feel like I am the mummy from The Mummy. All right, get out of here.
True.
Everybody.
Buddy, you have a wonderful week, okay?
I shall indeed. Yeah, I've got to I film tomorrow, and then I fly. I think I fly Saturday. I'm going to see Elizabeth with a Z on Sunday, I think, and I'm hoping to talk to Taylor on Monday. Yeah, I got some stuff lined up, and then I'll be back here again. So yeah, should be fun.
Ready to play with that which shall remain unnamed?
Yes, I cannot wait to try out. Yeah, the
which will remain unnamed.
NDA. The NDA, was it non-disclosure? Yeah.
The NDA. Yeah.
When does that run out? Is it April sometime? Is it
May? I think.
Oh, May. Okay, great. I can't wait to talk about that.
10th, yeah.
Is it dry in Toronto? It is. Look, Elizabeth the Z is giving me weather from home. See? It's dry in Toronto. I bet you it's not as dry as it is here. Guarantee you that. It's the wind. Wind sucks, desiccates everything. Great place, though. All right. Everybody, Vibe Pup, nice chatting with you. Thank you for being here despite all the technical difficulties. And I'll see you guys later. I will. All right. I guess I should. That's right. I was looking for the Discord, and of course I don't have the Discord on here because it's on the phone. All right, Gippy G. We'll talk soon, bud.
Okay, bye.
Have a good one. All right. So I'm going to hang up here, and then I'll say goodbye to everybody. Or no, I can hang on to Gimpy G. I'll say goodbye here. Okay, all right. All right, everyone. Thanks very much. Be safe, be kind, be brilliant. Until we geek again, I will say cheerio and huzzah. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Of course, I can't find, everything's different on the Mac. Oh, there it is, end stream. There you go. All right. Bye. Remember, sign up for that newsletter. That's the best.